Representative Hurley, why do you think we need this bill?
I think this is a fair bill. I think that during my time of campaigning 2 years before I took office in 2010, during 2011, numerous polls were done, not only in my district, but statewide. 85% of the people in my district asked for this bill. 85%. That's on both sides of the party. This polls statewide at over 72%. This is apparently a concern that not only my constituents have and have asked me to bring, that the state of Tennessee's constituents and voters have and have asked us to bring to this assembly. This isn't the first time it's brought to this assembly, but I do believe that this is a very important task to take on, and I do believe that the safety and welfare of our families that we are assisting who are using government dollars be taken care of and use those dollars responsibly.
Chairman Turner, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. And I have several questions for Mr. Chairman. And I'll try to be quick, but I know you got time. So this is a re-election bill. Then it's not something. I mean, here's the problem. You know, people poll a lot of things. And if somebody asks you about this, it's your gut instinct. You stop in on the street, they'll tell you, "Oh yeah, I think we're going to do that." But our people don't have the facts like we got. We're supposed to make clear level judgments. Is this the best thing to do for the state? So I'm asking why this particular. My question is not about the polls. My question is, why have you picked this group of people? Because they're not the only ones that get government subsidies. Why this group of people? Is it because they're poor? Is it because they're people of color? Why this group of people?
Chairman Turner, we don't signal people that.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, we give subsidies to farmers. We're not drug testing farmers in this state. We give subsidies to veterans. We don't drug test veterans in this state. I'm just trying to get to the point why we pick the poorest of the poor to drug test.
We just don't want to stereotype people that are poor and call them a race. That's just what I object to.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said was that a factor, Mr. Chairman?
So,
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, I'm getting somewhere. All right, are you in favor of drug testing farmers?
No.
Okay. What I'm saying, Mr. Chairman, is this. The state of Michigan, I believe, if my information is right, is the only state that's actually done this. Is that correct?
Pardon? I'm sorry, one more time.
The state of Michigan has done this, and that they have looked at this problem in the state of Michigan, okay? They have, maybe they're the first state to do it. Maybe that's what I'm doing. All right, they have looked at the percentage of people that tested positive for drugs. It's 10%. Guess what? That's the same percentage of the general population as a whole. So we're taking 90% of the people who are taking these funds and we're casting aspersions on. We're making them leap through a hurdle we don't make anybody else who gets government subsidies jump through. So that concerns me. That concerns me where we're taking a group of poor people who need help. And especially right now, we got people who 2 years ago, you know, probably upper middle class maybe, and now they need government help because they've lost a job, lost their home, whatever. So that's what I got. And why mandatory? Why not random? You know, we don't drug. I mean, that would be a better thing than mandate everybody do it, and making them pay for it on top of that. I mean, they're already down and out. And you're going to make them pay to take the drug test. They might not have the money to do it. They may not have the money to do that and feed their kids. Well, also, you only got a 5-panel screen on here. Now, these bath salts, I don't think they'd be covered. I mean, there's several people on this committee that's been raving about bath salts. If you was on the bath salts, take those synthetic drugs, this screen would not cover that. Is that correct?
Depends on what's in the bath salts.
Exactly. I think this bill is politically driven. It's not really good. The thought of it's good. The thought's not a bad idea. We don't want people, drug addicts, getting government benefits. But the information we have is most people on government benefits aren't drug addicts. So I just got a real concern what we're doing here. We're leaving out so many categories of drugs out of this thing. I think it's just we're passing the bill just so we can say we did it. this may be a hard one to not to vote for because people on the street like it. But we're not paid up here. We're not put up here to get reelected. We're put up here to make good decisions for the people. If this bill was perfect, it had the 9-panel in it, it had all the other objections to it, it'd still be a tough bill for me to vote for. But this bill right here has got all kind of flaws in it, and I hope that we would be statesmen for once and not vote something through just because it looks good in the polls. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Chairman Hofford.